Good morning, everyone.
I am Joy Olu. Welcome to the conversation.
Okay, some of you must have noticed that Joy did not smile this morning when she was saying good morning. She had to battle some traffic all the way from Ogun State down to Lagos.
Why do you have to say all the way from Ogun State? But anyway, you know what?
Was there no traffic this morning?
There was. I was just telling my husband that this is what we discussed yesterday, safety on the roads. And I mean, what I saw this morning.
What happened?
Was an accident.
What actually happened?
There was an accident. And
where?
On the Long Bridge. And it was a truck. I saw blood spilled over the...
Please.
Well, we thank God you're able to make it. With time, I'm sure you are going to relocate from Ogun State
and move to Lagos.
Into Lagos.
Please,
so that you wouldn't have to spend hours in traffic coming to work. That is what we enjoy.
At least
in
we
Lagos,
have good power
because
supply.
we live in the center of excellence.
We have good power
I have
supply.
concerns. What is happening to
power?
Yeah.
I think it was a bit better yesterday through this morning.
I don't even know what to call it now. And,
Are we on Band-Aid?
Yesterday on this program we called out.
At the moment.
No, our Band-Aid needs Band-Aid.
He needs bandage.
We called out Ikeja Electric, and I was hoping that there will be some improvement, but it wasn't better than it was. So I really do not know which band we are now, honestly. And Abimbola said something yesterday that maybe when there's no lights, they will not remove my unit.
It's not about that. We're now used to the fact that we're always having power supply. It's just like going back to the Stone Age.
The dark days.
Well,
I'm sure they are working on something, and in a couple of days, according to what a neighbor of mine told me yesterday, power might improve, maybe by weekend. We hope so. But what we are experiencing now is a complete breach of contract.
Exactly.
Because ordinarily we should be enjoying between 20 and 22 hours of supply, but we barely have 4 hours now.
Because I found out that yesterday, residents in Omole.
Yes. Bimbo even mentioned it.
Protested.
And somewhere in Ikeja as well.
Disco to protest that, look, these people, they've not even had light for over a week.
And they're in Band A?
Band-Aid. They're on Band-Aid. Band-Aid.
All right, Ikeja Electric, we hope you are listening. Please do the needful. And of course, if the needful is not done, we might be forced to report you to LASCOPA.
Yes.
LASCOPA, yeah.
Consumers Protection Agency.
All right, let's go to our news point this morning. And I'm starting from this hand. Nigeria's security remains a priority, says Tinubu. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthening Nigeria's security architecture, stressing that he has prioritized national security as a fundamental aspect of his governance. Speaking at the Chief of Defense Staff Joint Task Force Commanders Conference in Abuja yesterday, Tinubu lauded the military and security agencies for their relentless efforts in combating security threats across the country. Represented by the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, the president said, "While I applaud the tremendous efforts of the armed forces, I wish to also commend the various joint task forces and security agencies operating across the country for demonstrating the tenacity to bring all armed criminals to book. This has been instrumental in ensuring peace and stability within our country. Let me assure you that I've prioritized Nigeria's security and will remain committed to supporting our armed forces and other security and paramilitary agencies in discharging their duties." Tinubu also emphasized the need for synergy among all security arms to effectively tackle the evolving security landscape. He advised conference participants to explore innovative solutions, integrate emerging technologies, and foster multi-agency cooperation to counter the national security threat effectively. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Mustafa, highlighted the growing security threats posed by the proliferation of improvised explosive devices and the increasing use of armed drones by terrorists. He stressed the need for the military to adopt innovative and adaptive strategies to counter these threats. While we celebrate our achievement, we must remain vigilant as the security landscape continues to evolve, presenting new and complex challenges. Evolving threats such as armed drones, transactional crimes, and the proliferation of IDC's innovative and adaptive responses, we must also leverage on technology and intelligence sharing and strengthen interagency cooperation to counter this threat. In his own remarks, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Defense, Senator Ahmed Lawan, called for greater investment in the defense and intelligence sectors to address the country's security challenges effectively. Lawan also advocated a restructuring of the military procurement process to ensure they align with the operational needs of various security services. So there you have it, Mr. President, giving us the assurance that security of lives and property remains the priority of his administration. And when you look at the 2025 budget of the country, it was defense that actually got the larger chunk of the budget.
Even before the budget, I'd like to commend the Tinubu administration because we haven't had major occurrences or happenings of insecurity in Nigeria. Recall days when we used to have bombings, when we used to have Boko Haram, you know, kidnapping, you know, children and students from their schools. So I believe security has been handled, you know, well.
There's been a progress under control.
Yeah, things that, you know, we still have insecurity still happening.
But it's not like the way it used to be.
Yeah. That's it.
So even if we are not there yet, at least we are beginning to see the impact of some of the efforts of the federal government in tackling insecurity problem in the country. And there's no country in any world that is 100% perfect when it comes to security.
Of course.
And you know, when you do well on this program, we'll commend you. And when you do otherwise, we also criticize you. So that's commendation from Mr. President for improving the security of Nigeria and, of course, investing more in the security architecture of the country.
All right.
Should I go
next?
Okay. Breakaway ECOWAS members proposing a return presidency. Some West African nations who asked to leave the Economic Community of West African States after recent military takeovers are reportedly taking steps to re-engage with the regional bloc within the 6-month window set last December. The special advisor to the president on media and public communication, Sunday Dare, revealed this just as President Bola Tinubu departed Abuja for the 46th ordinary session of the African Union's Executive Council, scheduled to hold in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, from February 12 to 16, 2025. The outing would see the president participating in the 38th ordinary session of the Assembly of the AU Heads of State and in his capacity as ECOWAS chairman provide a detailed report on the bloc's handling of the situation. In January 2024, Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger announced their withdrawal from ECOWAS. The three nations accused the regional bloc of abandoning its founding ideals and yielding to external influences, criticizing sanctions imposed to reverse their respective military coups. The withdrawal followed a series of military takeovers in Mali in 2020 and 2021, Burkina Faso 2022, and Niger 2023, which led to their suspension from ECOWAS and strained relations with the bloc. I think it was just on Monday we were reading that, you know, the 6-month window had elapsed and they have, you know, allowed them to go.
It will last till July 29.
Again?
Of this
well,
the 6 months.
Okay.
But they're taking
if they're having a rethink.
You said I think they want to come back.
Steps to come back.
If they're having a rethink, I think it's going to be in the interest of these countries, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso.
But there's still a military junta in power, so
yes, and
which is what the ECOWAS,
you know, military rule
against.
Is going out of fashion, whether you like it or not. So most countries are embracing democracy. But the other day, I also read somewhere that they are trying to float their own passport.
Not the aside the ECOWAS passport.
Yes, they're trying to float their own passport. So
just those three countries?
So for me, there's no correlation between what the presidential source is quoting now and the action of these three countries. But they stand to lose a lot if they pull out of ECOWAS at the end of the day. You know, there is strength in unity. So I'm sure their leaders, their military leaders, will have a rethink and, of course, do the needful, conduct elections, so that at least other parts of the continent will embrace them and see that they are not different from other parts of Africa. Gone are those days when military regime or military rule was the in thing. Now it is civil rule, and I hope that Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso will not be left behind.
All right, my story. Lagos, Ogun. 70 million gallons daily from Adiyan Waterworks. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Wednesday said the second phase of the Adiyan Waterworks, when completed, would provide 70 million gallons of water to residents daily. He said this during an inspection of the Adiyan Waterworks in Ogun, disclosing that work on the project has reached an 80% completion level. Quoting Mr. Governor, he says, "I think the main pride for us is what we have seen in Adiyan. Adiyan 2 is meant to produce 70 million gallons per day, and you can see from the inspection, it's about 80% completed. The electromagnetic and electromechanical work, which has to do with the pump, all the containers are there, and so they'll start fixing." It says about 70 to 75% of all the equipment are on site, which is the raw water, which is where they are laying the pipe all the way to Akute in Ogun River. He says, "We believe that the contractor is working on 3 components. They have assured us that in another 10 to 12 months, this whole place will be a completely different story." According to reports, the governor commended the contractor and the community for working harmoniously in order to provide portable water for residents of Lagos State.
I don't understand this. Yeah. Okay, sorry. This 70 million gallons daily from Adiyan. Does it mean that our water corporation will be working now?
That's what it
Lagos State
means.
Water Corporation. Okay.
When it is fully completed.
So people would not.
When last did you have?
People will do away with their boreholes now.
Well, for those that do not have
not
boreholes.
yet.
Some people don't have boreholes. Some people still go to fetch water. Some people still use wells. They still have wells.
But nobody can say now that in their own compound, the Lagos State Water Corporation. Yes, they are enjoying water.
Maybe except for those on the island. Because in our own area, there is nothing like
There's
that.
nothing
Everyone
like
has
that.
a borehole.
I don't even see the efficiency of the Lagos State Water Corporation.
I was
in
going
my
to
own
ask
area.
that.
But it's good that the state government is working assiduously to ensure that we enjoy water supply in the state. And these are the Adiyan Waterworks. I remember it was started by the administration of Mr. Babatunde Fashola then.
Okay.
So now that the state government is putting a deadline to the completion of this project, it's good news for Lagosians, and we hope that the contractor will keep to that time frame so that we enjoy water, clean and potable water in Lagos, open our taps again, let water run.
Yeah,
Basic things,
basic amenities,
Because
water,
when
health,
I was
education.
younger, that was the in thing.
I remember I used to put my mouth on the tap like this to take water.
I was just telling someone when I was coming to work this morning, I was listening to a radio program and somebody mentioned well. I was not like, do we still have well?
Yes.
She just said that people still use well.
People still use well.
As
How?
in
With their family.
they'll maybe Joy lives in Ogun State,
Oh my goodness.
not in Lagos.
Ogun State Water Corporation, is it effective?
I don't know.
You have a borehole, Abi. If you use it for
Well, it's good. It's good. I love the way the administration of Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu is investing in different critical infrastructure in the state. If indeed we want to remain a smart city, then the basic needs of the people
Water.
must be available
Essential.
and must be provided by the state government. So it is now left for us to also play our own part, pay our taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Because without those taxes, there is virtually nothing the state government can do.
Yeah.
If there's no money, they will just promise and nothing will happen at the end of the day. So that's with Adiyan Waterworks. We are hopeful that in 10-12 months, according to that report, we're beginning to feel the impact of these waterworks located in Adiyan. So we move to X now and see what is trending. The Honorable Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Ojo, is the one trending. And when you are looking at few ministers that are very outstanding, very impactful in their various ministries, then you will have no choice than to mention the name of Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, who was actually commended by Mr. President yesterday. And he described him as one of the examples of good youth in government. And when you look at the impact of this honorable minister, the transformation in the Ministry of Interior, especially when it comes to getting your passports in a seamless manner, then we will have no choice than to also join Mr. President in commending the Honorable Minister of Interior.
I know that he made the passport issuance, very seamless, both in Nigeria and in UK. My, family in the UK were like, when they go to the Nigerian house, all they had to do was just do the capture, and they will post it. And less than 2 weeks, they have received it. And in Nigeria too, you remember the days where they will tell you, no booklet.
No booklets.
The days of no booklets. That time was terrible. It took months, sometimes almost a year for you to get your passport. But, kudos to him. And I also agree with President Tinubu in also commending him.
The reward for hard work is
more work. Yeah.
So we expect more transformation.
I just hope that what has been able to achieve with the issuers of passport will also be replicated in managing our borders effectively. It is very, very key.
Yes,
if indeed we want to feel the impact of those, of the investment of the federal government in the security architecture of the country, because as we speak, those borders are still very porous.
They are. Yeah, most times we see on social media videos of how, the immigration officers are having, altercations with most of this, we don't call them foreigners, trying to come into Nigeria.
Illegal.
So, yes, illegal immigrants. Yes, that's the word.
Can use the word.
Illegal immigrants. And I do agree with Ajibola that, they need to do more work in that area.
And even when you visit some of their offices now, Nigerian Immigration Service, there is a bit of sanity there compared to what we used to have, where people tout, they do touting openly.
Openly. Do you remember, it was this same minister that went to the airport and they didn't know he was the new minister. And he got there. He saw a long queue of, people coming back into the country. And the officer, immigration officer, who was supposed to be attending to them, was on Facebook. He saw the queue. So he walked towards the officer. That one didn't even look up. So he turned. What is he doing? Why is he so busy? And so that this
was on Facebook.
He was on Facebook. Is that hands-on? Yes, is that hands-on?
I hope some other ministers would also cultivate this kind of habit.
Directing.
Surprise your staff. Once in a while. Because I'm not saying all immigration officers are bad, but when you go to our airports, are they being paid? It is not a good...
Most times I'm ashamed that even me as a Nigerian,
and they do it openly. They do it. What did you bring for us?
Like they're entitled.
And what this honorable minister is doing is also complementary to what Festus Keyamo is also doing in the aviation sector. So when the two ministries are sanitized, at least that will create a better impression of Nigeria when people are coming into the country compared to what we used to have. Honestly, this government is doing a lot in different ministries, in different sectors. And I'm hopeful that Nigeria will become better before the expiration of the tenure of the first term of Mr. President. All right, that's Mr. Olubunmi Ojo trending on X because of that commendation from Mr. President. We'll take a very quick break on the program. We'll be right back.